Salve, in this video we're going to learn about the future perfect tense. Like the past perfect, the future perfect tense is very easy to form, and it's also not used as often as other tenses that we've already learned. So first, let's start by reviewing some other tenses and see how a future perfect relates to those. Now, the present tense obviously tells us what is happening now. A sample Latin verb is fugit, which means he is fleeing. Simple enough. The future tense, of course, tells us what will happen later. The future tense of fugit is fugiet. Remember that it's third conjugation, so it has that E to indicate future tense. This verb means he will flee. The future perfect tense is used to tell us about something that hasn't happened yet, but it will happen in between now and some other event in the future that's been mentioned. I know that sounds complicated, but it is something that we do in English as well on a consistent basis. An English example would be, he will have fled. So let's put these on a timeline. The present tells us what is happening now, such as, I am going. The perfect tells us what has happened in the past, such as, I have gone. The future tells us what will happen later, such as, I will go. And in between the present and the future is the future perfect, which in English would be, I will have gone. Remember that in grammar, the word perfect means complete. This tense is called future perfect because it describes an action that isn't complete yet, but it will be complete by the time we get to a certain point in the future. All right, now let's see how to form them. Just like the perfect and the past perfect, future perfect comes from the third principal part of the verb. The endings for future perfect are ero, eris, erit, erimus, eritis, and erint. These should look familiar. They're the same as the future tense forms of sum and esse with one exception. For the future of sum, the third plural is erunt, but here we have erint. The reason for this is that we already used the erunt ending in perfect tense. Using that same ending again would cause problems, so here we have erint instead of erunt. Now let's see a verb in the future perfect tense. We use discedere, meaning to leave. As always, we'll drop the I from the third principal part to get the stem. Then we'll add the endings, and we'll get discesero, disceceris, discecerit, disceceremus, disceceretis, and disceserint. Now for the English meanings. Discesero means I will have left. Disceceris is you will have left. Discecerit is he or she will have left. Disceceremus, we will have left. Disceseritis, you will have left. And disceserint means they will have left. All right, now let's see some Latin with a future perfect verb. The Latin is milites cras ad urbem advenient, cives omnes iam fugerint. Advenient is a future tense form of the fourth conjugation verb advenire, meaning to arrive at or to reach. So the first sentence means the soldiers will reach the city tomorrow. The second sentence contains the verb fugerint, which is a future perfect form of fugere, meaning to flee or to run away. This sentence tells us that the action in the sentence hasn't happened yet, but it will have happened by the time the soldiers arrive. This means all of the citizens will have already fled. And that is it for the future perfect tense. Let me know if you have any questions. Vale.